Welcome to episode 2 of my journey to finally beat my first FromSoftware game, Dark Souls 1. If you haven't seen the first episode, you definitely should, but make sure you come back here after. Anyway, I want to get right into it, so I'm Kate from Funny Fire, and this is episode 2 of my Dark Souls playthrough. For some reason, when I loaded up Dark Souls, I was hit with an extreme feeling of FOMO. If it's one thing that FromSoftware is famous for, it's their love for hiding secrets in every single nook and cranny. And even though I spent time in Undead Burg in the previous episode, I decided to make my way back there. Obviously not without dying in the most annoying way possible first. Get off me. Okay, so it's down here. Oh. Fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, no, man. No. That was a mistake. No. I'm sorry for even touching souls. Okay. But once I'd recovered from the shame of that death, I made my way back down and killed the rats. Then I discovered something, and I'm honestly ashamed I didn't find it earlier. Oh my god. Is this the... This is the shortcut. A shortcut down to Undead Burg. It's a shortcut that would have made my life so much easier, but you live and you learn. I was back down in Undead Burg, so I spent the next 10 to 15 minutes scouring every inch of the place. And the crazy thing is, I still feel like I'm missing things. But with the feeling that I'd somewhat found everything, I made my way back up to Undead Parish. But just as I was passing under the bridge, I had a strange urge. Oh my god, wait. Was that his health bar? Oh my god, can I kill the dragon? So, it turns out you can kill the dragon, but it would take an incredibly long time, so I'll come back to it. I did get the Drake Sword though. Even though I can't use it one-handed, it's something I might keep in mind for a future run-through. I do want to get to the bonfire that's at the end there. Oh! No way. Drake Sword, what was that for? Oh my god. What is it? Oh, it's requirement. Is strength. Oh, it's a two-handed weapon as well. Wow. I made my way back up to the bonfire I started at and decided to take on the Red Knights and the big knight lurking in the cathedral. I went back and killed the first Red Knight I ran into and picked up a new shield. Knight shield. Having killed the Red Knights with ease, I felt confident to take on the Silver Knight. I also, for some reason, decided that now would be a great time to try out the Drake Sword, and it actually worked out really well. I managed to kill him easily, earning myself a Titanite shard, but when I made my way inside the cathedral, something I needed to reinforce my Estus flasks, and luckily there was a lift nearby, which took me all the way down to Firelink Shrine. I spoke to the woman, who couldn't speak, and upgraded my flasks. I made my way back up to the cathedral and decided to explore upstairs, where I found my first ever magic enemy. Oh, you're not stuck. You're not stuck. You're not stuck. Run! It was quite easy to kill once I got over how intimidating it looked. He just looked scary. I have to admit, the cathedral itself was quite unnerving, mainly due to the fact I could hear the bell even louder than before, so I figured I was close to the next boss. I dealt with all the enemies and I found Lautrec. I didn't really trust him, especially with that laugh, but I couldn't exactly close the door on him, so I carried on. Instead of going to the fog door, I made my way back down to Firelink Shrine to rest. Well, that was what was meant to happen. Instead, I ended up above it. I already knew that FromSoft loved to include secrets everywhere, so I let the curiosity get the better of me. Oh. I picked up an item on the roof, and it was a key for the Undead Asylum. Undead Asylum, F.2 West Key. You can't get back to the Undead Asylum. I headed back to the elevator and once again dropped off, and I made my way up the stairs this time, where I found a bird's nest. Curl up like a ball. I guess so. Nothing's happening. A bit stupid, actually. And after about 30 seconds of pretending to be an egg, the crow reappeared and flew me back to Undead Asylum. I love that slow motion. Where I met 4 of the most annoyingly unpredictable enemies, and yeah, I died. What? I couldn't accept that, so I went back and tried again, only to die, again, to these wannabe circus acts. I died once more, but as they say, 4th time is the charm, and I managed to kill them, only for this to happen. 4-2 key. Beware of fall. Oh, it must be because of the, Where's the... Fuck. Okay. As always, I died instantly. I made my way back there, running past all the enemies. I fell in the hole and attempted to fight the stray demon, only for the torch guys to drop down too, causing me to panic, roll like Sonic the Hedgehog, and die once again. I came to the conclusion that I wasn't supposed to fight the demon yet, so this time I chose to head through the fog door all the way back in Undead Parish. In there, I found the Bell Gargoyles. My first attempt was great. I managed to get the boss down to half health, and then the other one spawned. I didn't stay alive for much longer after that. What? There's 2? How's that fair? And he spits fire. What? Oh, why did I roll into the fire? Fuck. My second attempt went even better. I got the first gargoyle down to half health, spawned the other one, and actually almost killed it. But then I decided to start rolling into the fire. I don't roll into the fire. Again. Oh my god. Okay, that one was better. That was better. My third attempt was horrendous. I kindled the bonfire so I'd have 10 flasks, and because of that, I noticed a summon sign for Solaire on the floor, and I was sure I was going to beat the gargoyles now. But this happened instead. It's going to be epic. Not. You're just going to jump on me. Ah! To say that I was annoyed was an understatement. On top of that, I had no humanity left, so I would be unable to summon. I had to make this happen myself, so I stepped through the fog door and began the fight. Oh my god. It wasn't the most cinematic, and I was close to death more than once, but I did it. On top of that, I'd picked up a new helmet to remind me of my victory. Having killed the Bell Gargoyles, I could now ring the first bell of awakening. But once I'd done that, I had no clue where I was supposed to be going, and there was no way to find out. I was making my way back to Firelink Shrine, hoping the NPCs there would be able to help me. On my way back, I met this guy, or more, he jump scared me. Oh my god, he scared the shit out of me.
Greeting.
And even as I'm editing this, I have no clue if he's there because I rang the bell or because I joined the Way of the White. I was back at Firelink Shrine talking to the NPCs, but none of them were useful, so I was right back where I started.
Ah, hello there. I have your reward. Please, accept it. I am great.
So I went back through the footage from episode 1 and remembered the demon near Andre, so I made my way there. I bought the weaponsmith box and the repair box and upgraded my longsword to +3. Then I went to face the demon. He was easy enough to dodge, but I was only doing tiny amounts of damage, so I just had to chip away at his health. But then I got stuck on a wall and it all went to shit. Oh, I meant to do. Oh, God's sake. Shit, I can kill him. I managed to kill him easily the second time, earning myself some demon titanite. I went through the door he was guarding and ended up in Darkroot Garden. I don't really know what happened here. I headed down a path to the right and found myself in another area, Darkroot Basin. I pressed on through this new area, making a mental note to return to Darkroot Garden. In this area, I came face to face with my second Dark Knight. I felt more confident now, with some bosses and larger enemies under my belt, so I made my way back to an open area and fought the knight. What the fuck? I've got this in the bag. Oh god. No, not now. Back it up. Yes! Blue Titan headshot. Having killed it, I picked up the loot he was guarding. I've seen memes about this shit. And made my way into an ominous cave. Bonfire. In there, I found a lift, which took me down to another new area. Oh. I wasn't doing any damage to the drakes, so I did the one thing I do best, and ran. Dead. Oh, it's not dead. It's not dead. Holy shit! It's not dead. Run. It's not dead. What even is it? I kept running and came across another ominous cave. However, there wasn't a bonfire waiting for me, just enemies that looked like people I knew in high school. Like the majority of enemies I'd been fighting, I was doing barely any damage and they were doing far too much. So, after attempting to fight them, I ran out of flasks just before heading into a brand new area. I ran through the cave and found myself in Blighttown. This is an area that I've heard so much about, and not good things. And based on the poison damage those enemies did to me at the start, I wasn't going to be in for a fun time. I navigated through Blighttown, completely unaware of where I should be going. The enemies were quite easy to kill, so I had just a shred of confidence. But I was getting quite desperate for a bonfire, because I did not want to run through the valley again. Still, I pressed on, finding the Crimson Armor set and a spell. It turns out the armor was great for me, so I put it on and actually started to look quite cool. Okay. I like this. I look cool. But I'm probably gonna die. It didn't change the fact that I had less than half my health and I could die at any minute though. A bit further in I found a big water wheel lift and I took it down. I was now at the bottom of Blighttown. I was getting quite nervous at this point, so I did something I wasn't proud of, but desperate times call for desperate measures. It was at this point that I realised the ground could poison me, and it could happen fast. Luckily, there was a bonfire nearby, so I finally had my flasks back.
A bonfire. I feel safe now.
I found another room behind the bonfire where I picked up a dragon scale.
Why does this look like that one bit from Bully? When you go down to the basement. Dragon skin. That feels too, like, safe. Why did nothing try and kill me?
I then started to try and explore Blighttown.
This lovely, colourful, friendly world. Of poison.
Only to realise that it was practically impossible. Even though my armour had decent poison resistance, I was incredibly slow in the mud, and the poison build-up was horrendous. Not to mention how annoying the mosquitoes were. I ran back to the tunnel whilst I waited for the poison to wear off, and then I got invaded.
Good. Don't pop that at me. Skank. What? What do you mean? What does that mean? Right, I've been invaded. Right. Oh, hello.
The spirit was fairly easy to kill, and it would have happened a lot sooner if not for that mosquito. I then tried to venture deeper into Blighttown, only for this to happen.
Oh. No, not my soul. Oh.
The further I got, the more I realised that I wasn't going to be able to take more than 5 steps without being poisoned or cursed, and then dying from it. I knew that there were rings and items to reduce debuffs, but I didn't have any, so I decided to try and find another way. I went back through my footage and saw that I'd never fully crossed the Dragon Bridge back in Undead Burg, so I went there, channeling my inner John Locke and hoping that by some miracle there would be another way to go. After a treacherous journey back, I was once again on the bridge, but since the dragon was practically spawn camping me like this was Call of Duty, I had no idea how I was going to get past. The first time, I legged it as soon as the fire disappeared, but before I could get anywhere near safety, I was torched.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
The second time, I waited in safety for a bit, and eventually the dragon landed on the bridge. I took this as an opportunity to run, but somehow he spun around and absolutely flamed me again. The third time wasn't any better. I did the same as last time, thinking that the dragon would go further down the bridge, but instead he stayed right next to me and kept stun-locking me with fire. I was determined though, and so on the fourth time, as soon as it landed, I ran and rolled like my life depended on it. I mean, it basically did, but that's besides the point. I was now safe at a bonfire. Except now, I was once again completely stuck with no idea where to go. I remembered that I met Solaire on the other side of the bridge, so I made my way there, hoping he would be able to give me some sort of guidance. He didn't, but it's always nice to talk to someone so positive. My efforts weren't for nothing though, as I found a door that I surprisingly had the key for. I had no idea where I picked it up, but I was glad I did. I made my way down a ridiculously long ladder, and found myself on the other side of the locked door in Undead Burg.
Oh my god.
The more I play this game, the more appreciative I am of the incredible world design. I mean, seriously, I have major respect for Miyazaki and the team of artists that built this world. Anyway, I made my way back down to the new area, killed some new enemies, and found another surprising shortcut, with this one taking me back to the Firelink Shrine. I found a new merchant here too, and she sold moss clumps that cured poison, which was exactly what I needed during the struggle of Blighttown. I bought some from her for the next time I was in that awful area, and then I carried on. Back at Firelink Shrine, I noticed an item under the bridge that I must have completely ignored the first time, so naturally, I went back to grab it. But as I was heading back, this happened. I retrieved my souls and directed my attention back to the fog door I saw earlier. Just for context, I'm looking at my footage now, and this next boss took me over an hour to beat. I'm sure you'll be familiar with the one I'm talking about. Anyway, this is how my first attempt went. I'd say it went quite well. I'd managed to kill the dogs, and the boss seemed fairly easy, but that's the curse of Souls games. The first attempt is always the best. For the next hour, I proceeded to get brutally by the Capra Demon and the 2 dogs. Here's a compilation of a few of the deaths. Don't worry, there's more.
What the? What the?
I was starting to get quite annoyed, to put it lightly. The annoyingly long run back combined with the 2 dogs and thief enemies that were right outside the fog door, not to mention the enemies at Firelink Shrine. It got to the point where I wasn't even landing a hit on the Capra Demon, as you can see here. So I did the only logical thing and took a break. Once I came back, my first attempt really wasn't any better. Neither was the second, third, or fourth. But on my 5th try, by some miracle, I actually did it. It was at this point that my heart rate was beating so fast it was close to combustion. I was no longer human, I was basically pure adrenaline.
Yes! Oh my god! Oh my god.
See, the reason my character isn't moving here is because I had to leave the room. I'd never had a feeling like it, and it was incredible. It felt amazing. I unlocked the door to the depths with the Capra Demon's key and decided to call it a day. I wanted to end on a high, and killing the Capra Demon was perfect. So that was episode 2. There were some highs. Yes!
Oh my god.
Some lows, and really wasn't any better. Neither was the second, third, or fourth. And a whole lot in between. I had a fantastic time exploring the new areas, and I hope you enjoyed watching. If you did, please feel free to like, subscribe, switch on notifications to be notified for episode 3.